It just all of a sudden dawned on me that what the issue was. It had nothing to do with anything that I did or didn't do in this life. It had nothing to do with my parents. It had nothing to do with any kind of inferiority complex or imposter complex or any of the complexes that all of us, have from time to time. It was not within the realm of logic. And once I understood what the issue was, and I was able to let it go because it has nothing to do with who I am today, in this lifetime. And man, then I had an exhibition right afterwards, and things sold. And I had such a great time selling it. I enjoyed the process.
I love this. So appreciate you taking the time to come on. If you were picking up the phone and talking to Katrine, 6 months ago, what would you say to yourself?
Relax. I mean, said than done. Easier said than done, to be honest. But yeah, relax, because once I find that once I relax, I allow that flow in, and when the flow is in, things happen. But stress and concern and what if prevents you from hearing your inner voice, prevents things from happening, and you're trying to, at least in my case, I was trying to force open some logical direction, which wasn't even the right one. So yeah, relax. That's my advice.
That's awesome. And how would you describe the experience? Because some people, they're like, oh, that's kind of weird and scary going into the subconscious mind. I love to say that I'm just a tour guide. I love that I don't have to figure anything out. Your subconscious just figures it out. It just bubbles up when you ask it the right questions. So what was the experience like for you?
The experience was really cool. It's interesting because half the time I thought I wasn't under.
I get
but
that.
Clearly I was. Yeah, but because I could still, when you ask me questions, I could answer questions. I knew where I was. I remembered things that happened. But clearly I was under, and it's really quite effective, and it's like immediate. Often it's immediate. What needs to come, you understand the message. And in our case, the second session, remember, I was falling asleep because my body was saying, no, I don't want to know. So every time you'd ask a question, you snored, but you stuck with me. And we overcame this, and I finally received the message that I really needed to receive. So I guess it can work different ways, but effective, very effective. And absolutely nothing happens that you don't want to happen in that session. Nothing.
Yeah, no, that's right. I don't have the power. That's another thing that scares people about, hypnosis is, oh, they can make me do things I don't want to do and think things that I don't want to do. But you're in total control. It's just you're in like this very relaxed state where you're just more open to correct answers coming to you. Is that what you would say?
I'd say so. You're just taking part of what you say when you hypnotize. I don't know the proper word, but is let the logical mind take a little vacation, and that really helps to hear the message that your intuition is telling you, or whatever. There's so many words for it. The innate, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I always say that you can't, trying to solve a problem with, 5 to 10% of your brain, which is your conscious mind, is really limiting when you've got this whole 90 to 95% that's got this whole different agenda. I read the other day, it was so interesting, when you're asleep, it's not, you're still a conscious being. It's like when you wake up in the morning and go, oh, I had such a good night sleep. Well, how do you know you had a good night's sleep? What part of you was still aware? So that part of that giant subconscious mind is aware of you, but you're not necessarily aware of it. So this is an opportunity to go and talk to it and dance with it and find out what it wants. And then once there's that communication, then you can make an agreement and change and move in a different direction. What was it like to listen to the audio? Because each time I work with somebody, we discover the root, the cause, and the reason for an issue, go back, rewire it, and then listen to the audio so that that new positive neural pathway can be installed. What was that like for you?
Do you know what? Every time it was different. I think when I listened to it at night, I would just fall asleep. But I knew that I was still aware of it, but I wasn't awake. And during the day, every time it was different. Every time it'd be like a different thing. I guess it just, though, during the day, because there's so much also going on, you're affected by whatever's happening in the day. But I can't tell you what the effect of that was, actually. I'm sure there was one.
Yeah.
I think that the revelations during the 3 sessions that we had were so mind-blowing for me. I was just focused on that.
That's fabulous. Katrine, I'm so grateful for you to take time out of your busy schedule and come share your story. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about that experience?
Do it. Try it. It's awesome. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. And actually, in the third session, as I was telling you before we started to record, I was asking a question, and the answer to something entirely different came.
Yeah.
And the answer that came was the one I needed, and I'm still working with it now. So
you summed that up perfectly, because if you're trying and still getting the same frustrating results, then there's something wrong with the question, there's something wrong with the way you're asking it, or just the openness that you have to what the real answer is. So that's beautiful. I love the way you said that.
Well, thank you for fixing this issue. Oh my God.
Well, I'm so excited to hear about what your upcoming year is going to be like for you, because you're, rocket ship taking off for the stars, and you're in a whole new playground now, which is really wonderful.
It's a great playground to be in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Katrine. Lots of love to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks
Appreciate you taking the time to come on the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.